Talking with Holland Mayor Kurt Dykstra. Double whammy tonight. First of all, an expected one. You've been discussing with Soren about this day coming and eventually his retirement right after Labor Day, but still, after 23 years in your time as council, as a councilman, and now as mayor, a valuable asset is leaving the city of Holland on a day-to-day basis.
Well, absolutely. I mean, Soren is the CEO of this organization and has been for 23 years. You know, the typical tenure of a city manager is certainly less than a decade, so we have been very fortunate and have gotten great service and great leadership from Soren, and now we have to begin the process of figuring out who's next. And I do appreciate the fact that he wants to retire and wants to spend time with his family and wants to do some traveling and those kinds of things, and I also appreciate the fact that he has given us a bit of a head start and a bit of a forewarning that he intends to retire at a certain date, so we can begin the process of finding a replacement.
I know you are only one voice of 9 that'll have to make a decision on this, but what things will the council be looking for in its next candidate, general things, before a search committee, before a process is put together?
That's a pretty tough question to talk about tonight. I would say the two things that stick out in my mind are, one, just general leadership skills. It is a fairly complex organization, total budgets totaling $150 million if you consider the BPW as part of the city, which I do. So it's not an easy job. So leadership generally is a very important thing. Also, I think we're going to need somebody who understands budgeting and financial statements and these kinds of things, because obviously a lot of what are the big issues facing cities revolve around dollars, and we need somebody at the helm who is well versed in these things and comfortable with numbers.
The other announcement, a little bit of a surprise, but you were given the heads up beforehand, the departure of the at-large councilman Jerome Thomas Kobus, another longtime member of this particular panel. Opportunity arises, time to move forward, but certainly the timing couldn't have been any worse. You guys, the council's trying to get a budget put together, and you got to try to break in a new person.
Right. That's obviously losing our colleague who has been very valuable to us on council. He brings a great and unique perspective. A very creative fellow. The long-time experience of being on the council is invaluable. But also a guy who's our friend, and Jerome certainly is that. We're going to miss him and really cherish the last month we have with him. But you're right, and I think Jerome would be the first to echo this, that the timing is not, I think, what anyone would desire, specifically Jerome, and namely Jerome, but it is what it is, and his family, he has this opportunity to find good employment other places. His wife has taken a position. These things happen, and the city will survive and the city will thrive, but momentarily it's going to be an interesting month, an interesting couple of months for us on council.
Jerome has supported the council, supported the city for many, many years. I think the council's gratitude for that support, I think, really shown when he had his legal difficulties last year. The council steadfastly stayed with him, supported him through some of those tough times that he had down south of here.
Oh, I guess that's true. I mean, Jerome is a friend, he's a colleague, and, I don't want to, obviously that was not the best point in his life, but that's a blip on the entirety of the person that is Jerome Thomas Kobus, and he's been a long-time member of this community, done a lot of really great things for us, and, his gain is our loss in this community.